Thunder only frightens, but lightning hides behind it to expose and to kill. We'll go to Appendix 1, which comes before the third chapter, which is Surah Ali Imran. That's the chapter, first chapter. And prefix 1 comes before it. Like I said before, we've done it already, but we shall repeat it uh, as a matter of rehearsal and also for the benefit of those who did not view the previous videos and yet have no much time to do that. Uh, let's go. Appendix 1, the abbreviated letters, into brackets, al-muqatta'at. Certain surahs have certain initials prefixed to them, which are called the abbreviated letters in double inverted commas. A number of conjectures have been made as to their meaning. Full stop. Opinions are divided as to the exact meaning of each particular letter or combination of letters, and it is agreed that only God knows their exact meaning. Paragraph. Their presence is not inconsistent with the character of the Quran as a plain book in inverted commas. Full stop. The book of nature is also a plain book, but how few can fully understand it? Question mark. Everyone can get out of the Quran plain guidance for his life according to his capacity for spiritual understanding. Full stop. As his capacity pardon me. As his capacity grows, so will the understanding grow. The whole book the whole book is a record for all time. It must necessarily contain meanings that only gradually unfold themselves to humanity. And in fact, they are being unfolding as today. Astronauts are telling their own version, scientists are telling their own version of the Quran or their experiences relating them to the Quran. So they are unfolding gradually. Okay, paragraph. This is not a mystery of the same class as mysteries. That's a mystery of its own class, by which we are asked to believe against the dictates of reason. If we are asked to believe that 1 is 3 and 3 is 1, we can give no intelligible meaning to the words full stop. 3 and 1, I think that is Trinity, God the Son, God the Father, God the Son. I think so. Anyway, if we are asked to believe that certain initials have a meaning which will be understood in the fullness of time, we are asked to draw upon faith, but we are not asked to do any violence to our reasoning. You know what what does mean, doing violence to reasoning. In other words, if you have to understand that 3 is 1 and 1 is 3, I think you will think and think and think and think and think till that kingdom come. So I think that's what he means by doing violence to our reason. Paragraph. I shall try to discuss some of the probable meanings of any particular abbreviated letters or set of abbreviated letters on the first occasion on which it appears in the Quran, full stop. But it may be desirable here to take a general view of the facts of their occurrence to help us in appreciating the various views which are held about them, full stop. Paragraph. There are 29 letters in the Arabic alphabet, counting Hamza and Alif as two separate letters. Hamza and Alif, those both are produced but Hamza is a straight line, and Alif is a straight line, and Hamza is like a small designed S, the letter S. Okay. And there are 29 surahs. Yeah, and there are 29 surahs which have abbreviated letters prefixed to them. So while the letters in Arabic are 29, There are also 29 surahs containing abbreviated letters. So maybe we start from there to do our reasoning as to the use of the abbreviated letters. Okay, one of these surahs, that's Surah X, pardon me, that's Surah XLII, as I see it to be 42. 42 has abbreviated letters. So one of these abbreviated surahs, eh, into brackets XLII, has two sets of abbreviated letters. But we need not count this surah twice. Full stop. If we take the half of of the alphabet, omitting the fraction, we have 14. And this is the number of letters which actually occur in the mukata'at. In the mukata'at, yes. Full stop. The 14 letters which occur in various combinations they are following. And I remember in the last verse I actually showed them. So let's see. So the 14 letters which occur in the various combinations are, as I'm going to show you. Oh, my book is. My Quran is going to pieces. So these are the letters. The 14 letters which occur in the various combinations are here. Above my list. Let's go to the next page too and see what is there. So when we come there, this is it. And again, the next page. Oh my God. And again, the next page, page 136. And the next page. So, viewers, when we get there, we shall read fast so we can refer to them later. So, the science of the science of phonetics tells us that our vocal sounds arise from the expulsion of the air from the lungs, and the sounds are determined by the way in which the breath passes through the various organs of speech, e.g., the throat, into brackets, guttural. Guttural is spelled Guttural, i.e., the throat, into brackets, guttural, comma, or the various positions of the tongue to the middle or front of the palate or to the teeth, comma, or the play of the lips, full stop. Every one of these kinds of sounds is represented in these letters. Every one of these kinds of sounds is represented in these letters. Full stop. Let us now examine the combinations. These are 3 of these letters occur alone. Prefix occur alone, comma, prefix each to only one surah. The letters and surahs are, I've shown it to you already. Page 135. They are there. I've shown it to you already. And then what explanation goes behind them. And it continues to the next page, 136. uh, I think viewers, you can read what is on page 136. I showed it too. I showed it as well. And then let's go to the last part of page 136. We should logically look for a common factor in the surahs bearing the same initials. And this factor should be different for surahs bearing other initials. Let me repeat it. We shall logically look for a common factor in the surahs bearing the same initials, and this factor should be different for surahs bearing other initials, full stop. In all cases, where the abbreviated letters occur, there is some mention of the Quran or the book, full stop. The it can is spelled ITK, A, lengthened A, and N. It's an Arabic word. The it can makes an exception in the case of three surahs. Mm. Ankabut, Ankabut, that's Surah 29. Ankabut. Rum, that's Rum, Surah 30. And Noon, Surah 18. And Noon, full stop. Mm. And the surahs are in inverted commas, full stop. But a close personal, sorry, but a close perusal, but a close perusal will show that these surahs are no exceptions, full stop. In 26, 27, in 26, 27, we have a reference to, uh, that's chapter, sorry, in 29, 27, that's chapter 29, Psalm 27. In 29, 27, we have a reference to the book remaining in the family of Abraham. And later on, we have a whole section devoted to the book with special reference to the continuity of revelation in the previous books and the Quran. Into brackets, chapter 29, Psalms 45 to 51. We shall get there, God willing. And it's in brackets, full stop. In chapter 30, in chapter 30, 58, in chapter 30, 58, there is express mention of the Quran, and the whole argument of the surah leads up to the intimate relation between God's signs, signs in double inverted commas, between God's signs in nature, and in brackets, 30, 27 to 28. That's chapter 30, signs 27 to 28. And his revelation in the Quran, full stop. In Surah 68, I suppose, LXVIII, I see it to be 68. In Surah LXVIII, the very first verse begins the theme with the pen as the argument of writing, exhorts Al-Mustafa to stand forth with the pen. No, I'm reading the same line. Exhorts Al-Mustafa to stand forth boldly to proclaim the message. I think this Ikra. To proclaim the message. And ends chapter XLVIII. I consider it to be 68, 52, and ends at LXVIII 52 brackets close with a declaration that it is a message for all the worlds, lil alamin. Full stop. These are general considerations which I have thought it most convenient to present in the form of an appendix. These are general considerations which I have thought it most convenient to present in the form of an appendix. And I think that's the end of the appendix. We now go to introduction to Surah Al-Imran. We've done the appendix. I think we will do the introduction so that when we come back in our next video, we shall do with the Surah itself. Alif Lam Mim. Introduction to Surah Ali Imran, Surah Ali Imran 3. Yeah, chapter 3. This surah is cognate to Surah 2, but the matter is here created from a different point of view, full stop. The references to Badri, into brackets, Ramadan, H2, H means Hijrah 2, Ramadan, Hijrah 2, and Uhud, Shawwal, Hijrah 3, give a, give a clue to the dates of those passages. Give a clue to the dates of those passages. Paragraph. Like Surah 2, it takes a general view of the religious history of mankind, with special reference to the people of the book, proceeds to explain the birth of the new people of Islam and their ordinances, insists on the need of struggle and fighting in the cause of truth. That's kind of jihad, in the cause of truth, and exhorts those who have been blessed with Islam to remain constant in faith, pray for guidance, and maintain their hope for the future. Full stop. Paragraph. The new points of view developed are: 1. The emphasis is here laid on the duty of the Christians to accept the new light, which is the Quran. Colon. The Christians are here especially appealed to, as the Jews were especially appealed to in the last surah. Colon. 2. The lessons of the battles of Badr and Uhud are set out for the Muslim community. And 3. The responsibilities of that community are insisted on, both internally and in their relations to those outside. Full stop. Paragraph. Summary. God, having revealed his book, confirming previous revelations, we must accept God, comma, then dash. Summary, comma, dash, summary, dash. God, having revealed his book, confirming previous revelations, we must accept it in all reverence. Try to understand its meaning and reject the base motives which make truth unacceptable to those who reject faith. Into brackets 3, 1 to 20. In other words, chapter 3, this Surah Ali Imran, chapter 1 to 20. Brackets close. Paragraph. The people of the book had only a portion of the book. And if they reject the complete book, the people of faith must part company with them, and their duty is done. Chapter 3, which we are yet to go to, Psalms 21 to 30. Psalms 21 to 30. Let me repeat that. The people of the book had only a portion of the book. And if they reject the complete book, the people of faith must part company. So the Torah is only a portion of the book. The complete book is here, the Quran. Paragraph. The story of the family of Imran, that's Ali Imran, into brackets, the father of Mary. Imran is the father of Mary. Brackets close. The story of the family of Imran leads us from the Mosaic dispensation to the miracles connected with the birth of Jesus and his ministry. Chapter 3, Psalms 31 to 63. In brackets, then brackets close. Then paragraph. God's revelation being continuous, all people are invited to accept its completion in Islam, and controversies are deprecated, full stop. The Muslims are asked to hold together in union and harmony, and are promised security from harm. I promise security from harm their enemy from harm, and promise security from harm from their enemies, and enjoin to seek friendship among their own people. Chapter 3, Psalm 64 to 120. So these are uh, this is lumping up of the surahs for certain purposes. Then paragraph. The Battle of Badr showed how God helps the battle of Badr shows how God helps and upholds the various the battle of Badr showed how God helps and upholds the virtues, and how patience, perseverance, and discipline find their rewards. Full semicolon. On the other hand, the lessons of Uhud must be learnt not in despair, but in the exercise of the higher virtues, and in contempt of and in contempt of pain, not plain, and in contempt of pain and death. Into brackets 3, 121 to 148. Full stop. Paragraph. The misfortunes of Uhud are shown to be due to the indiscipline of some, the indecision and selfishness of others. The indiscipline of some, the indecision and selfishness of others, the cowardice on the part of the hypocrites. But no enemy can hurt God's but no enemy can hurt oh, but no enemy can hurt God's cause. Into brackets 3, 149 to 180. Paragraph. The towns of the enemy should be disregarded, and sincere prayer offered to God, who would grant his servants success and prosperity. Chapter 3, 181 to 200. And that's the end of the introduction to chapter 3, Surah Al-Imran. When we come back in our next video, we shall go to the chapter proper. We shall start with chapter sign 1. Sign 1 starts with ALM. ALM, Alif Lam Mim. Thank you very much. Ila lika, Baba, Uriba. May God be with you all.